dash full of static. Dash full of static. Keys in the tray, salt on the window, we're pulling away, yeah. Dash full of static. Blue on my face, Perth in the mirror, barely awake. Perth came up on the rental screen, a blue dot jumping near Wellington Street. The van was hot before we drove, plastic seats and an orange code. The clerk said, fill it before you go. You smile like we already know. Indian Ocean static, coming through the dash. We packed the wrong things, but we packed them fast. Indian Ocean static, blue across the sun. The road keeps pulling before we know what we've begun. Fremantle heat on a paper sign, cop slow flashed on the passenger side. The fridge door clicked, the mirror shook, your name still wet in the rental book. You turned the map until it made sense. I watched the coast come through the vents. Oh, Indian Ocean static, coming through the dash. We packed the wrong things, but we packed them fast. Indian Ocean static, blue across the sun. The road keeps pulling before we know what we've begun. Wide around the van, you kicked your shoes below the seat. Lancelin after dark, white sand dunes after dark, phone light on folded map, but the dunes look cold. Lancelin after dark, blue in the parking light. The van kept ticking like it knew the night. Perth fell out of the mirror slow, one last tower, then the road went low. A servo bag slid under your feet, warm cans rolling with the backseat heat. The sign said Lancelin in half-lit blue. You turned the map like it owed us proof. Lancelin after dark, white sand dunes after dark, phone light on folded map, but the dunes look cold. Lancelin after dark, blue in the parking light. The van kept ticking like it knew the night. Your shoes left sand on the step outside. The wind pushed hard from the ocean side. A plastic fork snapped in the drawer. You laughed like we had been here before. The phone went right across your knees. I watched the dunes move when they didn't move. Lancelin after dark, Watson after the road. Phone light on folded map, but the dunes look cold. Lancelin after dark, blue in the parking lot. The van kept ticking like it knew the night. Receipt ink fading on my hand, sunscreen smelling a sleeping bag. You kept the keys inside your shoe. I kept waking up to look at you. Lancelin after dark, Watson after the dark. white ceiling after the dark. Limestone radio, crackling in the heat. You said turn it louder, I said let it breathe. We left Lancelin with sand in the sheets, a warm can rolling under your feet. The road went pale, then gold, then white, like someone changed the light outside. Cervantes on the roadside sign. You trace the letters with your tired eyes. Limestone radio, coming through thin. The stone stood still, but the day moved in. Limestone radio, dust on the glass. We drove too far to make it last. Pinnacles rose like bad reception, tall and quiet in every direction. You dropped the map between the seats, I watched the shadows cross your knees. A fly hit hard against the screen. You laughed like that meant something. Limestone radio, coming through thin. The stone stood still, but the day moved in. Limestone radio, dust on the glass. We drove too far to make it last. Orange dust on your camera strap, old receipt in the paper map. You said the place looked almost fake, I said I know, then stayed awake. Limestone radio, coming through thin. The stone stood still, but the day moved in. Limestone radio, gold on the glass. The road kept talking after we passed. Crackling in the heat, let it breathe.
Sea lion teeth,
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 close to the side, right in the phone.
sea lion teeth.
Sea lion teeth,
We came out laughing.
it followed us home.
Sea lion, sea lion teeth,
Flashing by the boat, you laughed too loud in your borrowed coat.
sea lion teeth.
White under the blue, I held the rail and looked at you.
A Jurien came up with the sun half high.
A towel in the window, still not dry.
The harbor smelled like rope and fuel.
You said act normal, I said cool.
A paper wristband stuck to your skin.
The skipper called and waved us in.
Your shoes were wet before we left the sand.
You kept your ticket folded in your hand.
The engine coughed under our feet. You missed a step and blamed the heat. The boat leaned out, the town leaned back.
White spray jumped through a camera strap.
Sea lion teeth,
Close to the side,
the water kept moving.
where the morning tries.
Sea lion teeth,
Bright in the foam,
we came out laughing.
but it followed us home.
Sea lion teeth,
Under the sun, I thought we were leaving, but the day had begun.
bluff to the side.
Right in the phone,
Sea lion teeth,
followed us home.
bluff to the side.
Right in the phone,
Sea lion teeth,
followed us home. A wetsuit hung from the backseat hook. You lost your name in the booking book. The GoPro blinked and died too soon. A gull cut through the white of noon. The van smelled sharp from salt and skin. You rolled the window down again. A plastic cup fell behind the door. We heard it move for an hour more. You wiped your face with your sleeve. Salt on your mouth, sand on your knees. The road went flat, the heat came through. I watched the coast keep following you.
sea lion teeth,
Close to the side,
the water water kept moving,
where the morning tries.
sea lion teeth.
Bright in the foam,
We came out laughing,
but it followed us home.
sea lion teeth. Up under the sun.
I thought we were leaving, but the day had begun. Keep the groove moving, no ending yet. Wet towel smell on the van floor, 2 plastic cups behind the door. You kept the ticket bent in two, I kept the picture that missed you. The harbor shrank, the road got wide, but something still moved close to the side. Your hair dried rough against the seat, the morning stayed all over me.
Sea lion teeth.
Close to the
The
side,
water kept moving,
where the morning tries.
sea lion teeth.
Bright in the foam, the coast kept laughing.
Whoa,
After we drove,
sea lion teeth.
oh,
Under the sun.
we thought we were finished, but the day had begun.
Lion teeth. Close to the side. The water kept moving,
Where the morning tries.
sea lion teeth. Bright in the foam.
The coast kept laughing. After we drove,
Sea lion teeth.
under the sun, we thought we were finished, but the day had begun.
Lion teeth. Followed us home.
Followed us home. Geraldton Motel Ice, rattling down the hall. You said get 2 cups, I said that's all. Geraldton Motel Ice, blue under the door. The van stopped moving, but my head wanted more. The van sat crooked by the painted line, salt on the windows, towels on the sign. A room key bent in a paper sleeve, your wet hair dripping on the balcony. The TV snow lit up your face, so where the girl pointed at another place. I left my shoes by the sliding door, sand from Jurien still on the floor. The seat was closed, but we stayed inside. Too much road sitting in our eyes. The ice machine coughed behind the wall. You said it sounds tired, I said we all. Geraldton Motel Ice, blue light on the floor. We came in laughing, then we said no more. Geraldton Motel Ice, melting in the sink. The coast got quiet before we had to think. A vending machine blinked by the stairwell wall. Your towel fell twice from the curtain rail. The fridge hummed low like a little engine. I kept the TV on for the room it gave. A truck rolled past with the loose back gate. The motel sign shook when the wind came late. You folded maps on the second bed. I heard the highway inside my head. You checked the lock, then checked your phone. The room felt borrowed, but not alone. The ice cracked soft in a plastic cup. We sat there waiting for it to be enough. Geraldton Motel Ice, blue light on the floor. We came in laughing, then we said no before we had to think. Soft bent notes, short phrases, let the room breathe. Do not shred. 2 plastic cups, 1 motel chair, the towel breathing in window air, receding, fading on your knee. The whole light buzzing between you and me. The ice kept falling, the sign kept shaking, the road stayed somewhere under everything. Geraldton Motel Ice, blue light on the floor. We came in laughing, then we said no more. Geraldton Motel Ice, melting in the sink. The coast went quiet before we had to think. Geraldton Motel Ice, ooh, rattling down the hall. You said get 2 cups, I said that's all. Blue under the door, that's all. Hutt Lagoon receipt, pink under the gloves. You held it to the window like it might not last. Hutt Lagoon receipt, so on the fold. The lake looked faint, but the heat felt close. We left Geraldton with the ice cup gone, the motel stamp bleeding in the morning sun. The road turned flat by the port. Gregory signed your phone, made everything brighter than life. The fly hit hard on the passenger side. You said the water looked edited live. I kept the receipt on the dashboard line, pink coming through it like cheap red wine. The salt road hummed under both our feet. You took 1 picture, then deleted 3. Your hand went still on the open door, like we had seen this color before. Hutt Lagoon receipt, pink under the glass. We drove too far for the color to pass. Hutt Lagoon receipt, folded in the heat. The lake kept shining through the passenger seat. Pink under the glass, folded in the heat. Hutt Lagoon receipt, underneath my seat. A white truck passed with the windows down. Dust came after without a sound. You wrote Port Gregory on your wrist, then rubbed the letters into a smear of pink. The car parked shimmered in a plastic way. The bottle rolled every time we break. You said don't touch it, it might stain. I said too late, you got my name. The sky stayed pale, the lake stayed loud. Nobody spoke when we turned around. The receipt curled up in the windshield light like it had been there the whole drive. Hutt Lagoon receipt, pink under the glass. We drove too far for the color to pass. Hutt Lagoon receipt, folded in the heat. The lake kept shining through the passenger seat. ice water gone from the cup. Salt on your fingers, sticker coming up. You laughed once quietly, looking at the view. The color stayed wrong, and so did you. Lagoon, pink under the glass. We drove too far for the color to pass. Lagoon, folded in the heat. The lake kept shining through the passenger seat. Lagoon, soft on the foam. The day turned pink and wouldn't let go. Pink under the glass, folded in the heat. Hutt, Lagoon, underneath my seat. Window full of flies, sky through the stone. You said, look at that. I said, leave me alone. Window full of flies, blew through the frame. The world looked open, then the bugs came. Kalbarri heat came up from the track. Red dust stuck to the sweat on my back. You walked ahead with the bottle half done. I kept swatting at the shape of the sun. The rock made a frame for the whole wide day. River down there cutting away. You stood quiet where the stone bent round. I heard one fly like a broken sound. You pointed through it like a screen. I saw too much green, too much sky, too much everything. Window full of flies, sky through the stone. We came up tight, but the world had grown. Window full of flies, buzzing in the light. I saw the whole thing and still slapped my side. Sky through the stone, buzz in the light. Window full of flies, still in my eye. Your hat blew sideways near the lookout rail. The family smiled on the walking trail. Somebody asked if we could move. I said one more second, then I'll give you the view. The camera caught dust on the edge of the frame. Your thumb in the corner, my face looking strange. A bug hit my mouth when I tried to speak. You laughed so hard you had to sit on your knees. The stone held up the afternoon like it was nothing, like it always knew. Window full of flies, sky through the stone. We came up tight, but the world had grown. Window full of flies, buzzing in the light. I saw the whole thing and still slapped my side. Keep the road dry, groove moving. Let the guitar look out through the storm. Dust in the camera, water gone warm. Your shadow bent in the rock's old form. I kept the photo, even with the blur. The flies were everywhere, and so were we. Short phrases, let it feel down the line. You said keep your eyes up. I said I'm trying. Next Servo light, floating in the black. The fuel gauge leaning like it won't lean back. The town's got thin after Kalbarri. A blue sign passed too fast to read. Your jacket balled up by the door. My left hand stuck to the wheel once more. The headlights caught a moth and dust, then gave it back to nothing much. You checked the map with one eye closed. The road kept going where nobody goes. The tank said half, then maybe less. You said that needle always guesses. The truck stop name came up, then when we kept our breath for the next descent. Next Servo light, don't disappear. We're too far out to turn back here. Next Servo light, hold still, hold bright. We need a bed and a little more time. Hold still, hold bright. Next Servo light, hold still, hold bright. Somewhere tonight. A road train passed like a moving wall. The van shook once and swallowed it all. You said pull over if you need. I said the shoulder looks too clean. The stars came down in a whiter sheet. Your shoes tapped soft in the passenger seat. The rapper moved without a sound. I thought it was rain, but nothing came down. The last town closed before we knew. One pump, one dog, one broken loop. You laughed because the sign said stay, then pointed straight the other way. Next Servo light, don't disappear. We're too far out to turn back here. Next Servo light, hold still, hold bright. We need a bed and a little more time. Let the road feel long. Let the lights stay far. Your hand found mine near the gear shift. We missed the turn, but not by much. The fuel light blinked and stayed awake. I said that's rude. You said just wait. Next Servo light, don't disappear. We're too far out to turn back here. Next Servo light, hold still, hold bright. We need a bed and a little more time. Next Servo light, somewhere down the line. The fuel gauge leaning, and the road's still mine. Hold still, hold bright. Next Servo light. Next Servo light.
Before the bass came in, the rock was holding still. Stars all over Hyden like somebody tipped the hill. Before the bass came in, dust around the wheels. You posed like you were surfing on something that could never spill. We came in late on a gravel road. The van shook hard where the red sand rose. A wristband caught on your sunburned skin. You tucked the keys where the maps had been. lights were small and thin, a folding chair dragged in the wind. You wiped the dust from the camera glass, then laughed when the wind pushed it back. The rock was dark against the sky, like a wave that forgot how to die. You said the stars looked way too close. I said stay there, don't move before the bass came in. The rock was holding still. You stood beneath that frozen wave, like it might break if it will. Before the bass came in, the whole night held its breath. We took one blurry photograph and kept the dust on it. Low line waking under the dust. Short bent phrases leaving enough. A cooler slid against the door, warm cans rolling on the floor. You climbed the rock just far enough to look like you were calling its bluff. One hand out and 1 foot high, surfing stone under a spilled out sky. A moth kept hitting the inside light. We let it stay there for the night. The dust got into everything, my mouth, your sleeve, the camera string. The night fell open, dry and strange, like something waiting without a name. Before the bass came in, the rock was holding still. You stood beneath that frozen wave, like it might break if it will. Before the bass came in, the whole night held its breath. We took one blurry photograph and kept the dust on it. Let the guitars stay wide, let the bass move underneath. Sand in the doorway, keys in my sock, a towel on the mirror, dust on the lock. You checked the photo and laughed at the blur. The rock looked unreal, but there we were. Before the bass came in, the rock was holding still. Stars fell over Hyden, and the night leaned down the hill. Before the bass came in, the dust would not sit down. You posed beneath the frozen wave, like it could throw you out. Before the bass came in, the whole night held its breath. Then the low end found the ground and moved through my chest. Before the bass came in, the rock was holding still.
To step into the north, come out of the van. The stars are wide open, take golden lines. Step into the north, let the night hit first, then hit it back tonight. Hey, hey. Rice in the pan on a little blue flame, steam on the window, dust on your name. We ate with spoons from a plastic cup. The stage lit up and the field woke up. You said we could stay here, listen from the door. I said we've done that before. The rock looked strange in the something I couldn't hear, so I just stayed near. Step into the noise, don't be scared of it. The night is too loud to get in the middle of it. Step into the noise, let it hit your chest. If the road brought us here, then we might as well say yes. Step into the noise, come out of the van. The whole field is moving and we still care. Let the band push forward, let the crowd clap back. The pants stay cold by the open door. The blanket slid to the camper floor. I was tired enough to disappear. Then the whole night pulled me here. Step into the noise, don't be scared of it. The night is too loud to get in the middle of it. Step into the noise, let it hit your chest. If the road brought us here, then we might as well say yes. Step into the noise, come out of the van. The stars are still watching, we still care. Step into the noise. Come out of the van, don't lose your voice.
The road got bigger, the road got small. The road got bigger, and I got small. Red dust rising behind the soul. The road got bigger, past the window frame. The sky kept opening without a name. We left the noise with the wristbands on. Morning light where the crowd had gone. A warm can rolled by the sliding door. The van kept asking for a little more. Your hair still smelled like dust and smoke. You checked the map, then let it fall. You said it doesn't feel empty. I said that's not the word. The whole place kept on moving without needing to be heard. The road got bigger, and I got small. Nothing touched the skyline, nothing moved at all. The road got bigger than the night before. We drove into the open, and the open wanted more. Bigger, road got the window open a crack. The air came in and didn't give us back. The road got bigger, and I got small. Nothing touched the skyline, nothing moved at all. The road got bigger, past the window frame. The dust kept moving, but nothing had a name. Bigger than the map, and I got small. Perth Airport again. Clean light on my face. The van was gone, but my body kept pace. The rental counter took the keys like nothing happened in between. The receipt curled up in my hand, still red from some inland sand. Your jacket smelled like smoke and sun. The road was finished, the noise was done, but every step on the terminal floor felt like driving a little more. The bathroom mirror made us bright, too clean for where we slept last night. You washed your hands and looked away like dust had nothing left to say. We gave the keys back, but the road stayed on. Under the carpet, under the door. We gave the keys back, but the road stayed on. The gate kept blinking and the van was gone. Road stayed on. Road stayed on. The van was gone, but the road stayed on. A boarding pass bent in your phone case, coffee lid shaking near the gate. Your shoes left nothing on the floor, but I saw dust there anyway. The screen said Melbourne boarding soon. I watched the runway turn pale blue. You said this feels too clean to trust. I said I know, I still smell dust. The plane lights lined up through the glass, so quiet, white and built to pass. You leaned your head against your bag like sleep was something we could have. We gave the keys back, but the road stayed on. Under the carpet, under the door. Gave the keys back, but the road stayed on. The gate kept blinking and the van was gone. Let the airport lights pulse softly, keep the rhythm clean and tired. Dust in the zipper, salt in the seam. My cup from the Servo still smell like steam. You check the gate, then check the time. The road had stopped, but not inside. You gave the keys back, but the road stayed on. Under the carpet, under the door. Gave the keys back, but the road stayed on. The gate kept blinking and the van was gone. Perth Airport again. Clean light on my face. The van was gone, but my body kept pace. Road stayed on. Under the dawn. Melbourne soft check-in, rain on the key card. You held the elevator like we came too far. Melbourne soft check-in, wet shoes by the bed. The road left slowly from the back of my head. The flight came down through a silver cloud. Your jacket smelled like airport crowd. A tram bell cut through the hotel glass. I watched the street lights smearing past. The room was small but the sheets were clean, too wide for where our clothes had been. You dropped the bags by the bathroom door, like we could finally ask for more. The mirror made us look brand new, but dust was still inside my shoes. You turned the shower hot and low. I heard the road begin to go. Melbourne soft check-in, rain on the key card. We came in tired, but the room worked hard. Melbourne soft check-in, steam on the glass. The city kept moving and we let it pass. Let it pass. Let it pass. Rain on the key card, steam on the glass. Your socks hung over the heater rail. A coffee cup leaned by the windowsill. The TV asked if we wanted more. I said, not tonight, and found the floor. You laughed at nothing from the bed, with one wet towel around your head. Outside the tram line sparking blue. Inside the room I looked at you. The maps they folded in your bag. No red road left for us to drag. You said the quiet feels too clean. I said just leave it on the screen. Melbourne soft check-in, rain on the key card. We came in tired, but the room worked hard. Melbourne soft check-in, steam on the glass. The city kept moving and we let it pass. Let the groove feel like rain on hotel glass. Keep it soft, urban, moving. Dust in the zipper, salt in the seam. Two boarding passes curled by the sink. You turned the light off, then changed your mind. The room stayed quiet for the first real time. Melbourne soft check-in, rain on the key card. We came in tired, but the room worked hard. Melbourne soft check-in, steam on the glass. The city kept moving and we let it pass. Melbourne soft check-in, wet shoes by the bed. The road left slowly from the back of my head. Rain on the key card, steam on the glass.
Slow water on the line. You said I'm not driving. I said finally, fine. Tram rain window, gray across the glass. The city kept moving and we let it pass. My coat was still damp from the hotel door. Your shoes made marks on the tram car floor. A kid looked up from a paper bag. The whole street blurred into red and black. The ticket machine gave a tired beep. You held the pole and tried not to sleep outside. The lights dragged through the rain like someone pulling them out of frame. We didn't need a left lane now. We didn't need to turn around. You leaned your head against the sign and let the city draw the line. Tram rain window, water on the line. We came in heavy, but the wheels felt kind. Tram rain window, gray across the glass. The city kept moving, and we let it pass. A woman laughed into her phone. We watched it stop, come up and go. Your hair was wet at the collar seam. You said this feels like someone else's dream. The map app spun, but we didn't care. No road dust left in the city air. A coffee cup slid by your knee, then stopped like it was tired of me. The river flashed between two walls, then vanished under traffic calls. You touched the window with your sleeve and left a shape I couldn't read. Tram rain window, water on the line. We came in heavy, but the wheels felt kind. Tram rain window, gray across the glass. The city kept moving, and we let it pass. Let the piano sound old and close. Keep the room small and the rain outside. Dust in the zipper, rain in your hair. A folded ticket under the chair. I watched your reflection split into two. One on the window, one next to you. Tram rain window, water on the line. We came in heavy, but the wheels felt kind. Tram rain window, gray across the glass. The city kept moving, and we let it pass. Tram rain window, no wheel in my hand. For once the road moved without asking me to stand. Slow water on the line, and we let it pass.
Hotel towels in St. Kilda, folded under my arm. You said don't look so serious. I said I'm trying, I'm calm. Hotel towels in St. Kilda, bay wind on your face. The city found water and gave us a place. We left the room with wet hair still. The elevator smelled like soap and pills. Your key card bent in the pocket seam. The lobby glass turned everything green. The tram bell rang somewhere behind, but we kept walking toward the line. The pier looked thin against the bay, like it might The sand feels strange in town. I said the road is coming down. A girl cut low across the rail. Your towel snapped open like a sail. Hotel towels in St. Kilda, sold on the hotel white. We came out tired, but the bay looked light. Hotel towels in St. Kilda, wind through the folded blue. The road was still on my shoulders, but less when I looked at you. Folded blue, hotel white, salt on the towel, city in the light. Folded blue, hotel white, St. Kilda wind, still moving tonight. A kid dropped chips by the Seabass sign. A cyclist passed us on the painted line. Your feet went cold where the water slid. You laughed like tourists, then hated it. The skyline sat behind the haze. The pier lights waited for the darker phase. I held 2 coffees and lost the phone. You said this almost feels like home. We didn't swim, we just stood there with damn sleeves and borrowed air. The penguin sign said keep it low, so we walk softer than we know. Hotel towels in St. Kilda, salt on the hotel white. We came out tired, but the bay looked light. Hotel towels in St. Kilda, wind through the folded blue. The road was still on my shoulders, but less when I looked at you. Let the sun shimmer like day, light after rain. Keep the groove modern, coastal, and slightly psychedelic. Dust in the zipper, rain in the sleeve. A towel between us in the open sea. You checked the sky like it owed you proof. I watched the wind move through the roof. Hotel towels in St. Kilda, salt on the hotel white. We came out tired, but the bay looked light. Hotel towels in St. Kilda, wind through the folded blue. The road was still on my shoulders, but less when I looked at you. Hotel towels in St. Kilda, folded under my arm. You said don't look so serious. I said I'm trying, I'm calm. Folded blue, hotel white, St. Kilda wind, less tonight. Brisbane River pool, heat on the tiles. You said don't hurry, I said give me a while. Brisbane River pool, blue beside the brown. The city kept rising, but we sat down. We came in soft from a southern rain. Melbourne still folded in the suitcase stain. Your towel hung loose from the balcony chair. The room smelled clean, but the heat was there. South Bank shimmered through the afternoon. A ferry moved slow under pale blue. The river kept sliding behind the trees. I watched the pool light climb your knees. You said this water doesn't know the sea. I said that might be good for me. No road to hold, no keys to keep, just city noise and chlorine sleep. Brisbane River pool, heat on the tiles. We came from dust and stayed here a while. Brisbane Yeah, your sunglasses slip down your nose, a palm shadow moved across your toes. You bought cold fruit from a paper tray, then left the change in a wet cafe. I said, the city feels almost fake. You said, let it for our sake. The beach was built, but the heat was real. My shoulders forgot the steering wheel. You touched the water, then your face, like checking if we had changed place. No road to hold, no keys to keep, just city noise and chlorine sleep. Brisbane River pool, heat on the tiles. We came from dust and stayed here a while. Brisbane River pool, blue beside the brown. The trip we got quiet when we finally sat down. Chlorine on his shoulder, so still in my sleep. The river kept moving, but it didn't ask me to leave. Brisbane River pool, heat on the tiles. We came from dust and stayed here a while. Brisbane River pool, blue beside the brown. For once today, didn't ask what now. Blue beside brown, brown. We finally sat down. No plans at the South Bank. Shade on the chair. You said don't ask me what we're doing there. No plans at South Bank. River moving slow. The day got loose and we let it go. Your towel was drying on the balcony rail. My coffee went warm by the paper plate. A ferry moved past without making a case. The skyline sat still in the afternoon haze. We found a table with one short leg. You folded napkins under it again. A kid ran by with wet hair and fries. You watched the clouds in your sunglasses twice. The road has stopped asking for proof. The map stayed buried in the room. You leaned back under borrowed shade and let the hour lose its shape. No plans at South Bank, nothing solved. The river kept moving, but we stayed soft. No plans at South Bank, heat on the floor. We came here tired and needed nothing more. We looked for Aussie cheese fries, found hot chips instead. Chicken salt on your fingers, sunscreen by the bread. A cold fruit cup sweated through the tray. You said don't call this lunch, I said not today. A cyclist rang once by the garden wall. Someone laughed from the cafe hall. The sky stayed right above the river bend. The afternoon had nowhere to end. You touched my arm without a word, like silence finally could be heard. No plans at South Bank, nothing to solve. The river kept moving, but we stayed soft. No plans at South Bank, heat on the floor. We came here tired and needed nothing more. Sunscreen on your shoulder, salt still in my sleeve. A receipt from nowhere stuck to me. The road got smaller under the heat. For once today didn't need me. No plans at South Bank, nothing to solve. The river kept moving, but we stayed soft. No plans at South Bank. we doing there? The day got loose and we let it go. Too much Australia for one little run. We tried to hold the continent under one tired sun. Too much Australia, too much sky in the room. We don't need to finish it, we need to come back soon. We left the coast with salt in the seams, carry red dust into hotel sheets, a boarding pass, a rental key, 1,000 miles still under me. The map kept folding the wrong way round, every town had another town. You said we tried to make it fit, I said that was the stupid bit. The road kept growing after the road was gone. My body knew it all along. You can't take a whole place in your hands and call it done because you can. Too much Australia for one little run. We tried to hold the continent under one tired sun. Too much Australia, too much road in my shoes. We don't need to finish it, we need another view. Too much sky. Too much, not goodbye. Melbourne rain was still in my coat. Brisbane heat got under my throat. Chicken salt on a paper tray. The river moved and we let it stay. I thought a country could be crossed, like a list of things we hadn't lost. But the Outback sat behind my eyes, too wide to make it civilized. You said maybe next time we go slow. One state, one road, one place we know. I looked out past the hotel glass and let the first trip turn to past. Too much Australia for one little run. We tried to hold the continent under one tired sun. Too much Australia, too much road in my shoes. We don't need to finish it, we need another view. Dust in the zipper, salt in the sleeve, a receipt from nowhere still stuck to me. The sky was bigger than what we planned. I stopped pretending I could understand. Too much Australia for one little run. We tried to hold the continent under one tired sun. Too much Australia, too much sky in the room. We don't need to finish it, we need to come back soon. Too much Australia, too much road in my shoes. We don't need the ending, we need another view. Too much, not goodbye. Too much, not goodbye. Not the earliest flight, bedtime style. You said pick a country, I said give me a while. Not the earliest flight, let the board roll twice. We should eat something before we ruin our lives. Yeah, the airport boy kept changing names. Tokyo blinked and disappeared again. Auckland looked polite in blue. Singapore said maybe you. Your bag fell over by the line. I said that feels like a sign. You said signs don't count when you're tired. I said good because I'm inspired. shook my head like I knew the truth, then pointed straight at the food court roof. Not the earliest flight, that is not my plan. The first plane out can find another man. Not the earliest flight, let the board roll through. I'll pick after dinner, then I'll blame it on you. Where do you wanna go? Don't say home. Where do you wanna go? Don't say home. We bought hot chips for emotional support. You said this is not a real report. Chickens all fell on the board and passed. I said now it's valid first class. A child cried, they gave 22. I said same, little man, me too. You checked the weather in 3 time zones, then asked if clouds count as homes. The last meal sat between our backs like a treaty wrapped in napkins. He said decide before it's late. I said I'm waiting for a better gate. Not the earliest flight, that is not my plan. The first plane out can find another man. Not the earliest flight, let the board roll through. I'll pick after dinner, then I'll blame it on you. Dust in the zipper, salt on the sleeve. Too many countries trying to leave. You asked me softly what I wanna do. I said not sure yet. Where would you choose? Not the earliest flight, that is not my plan. The first plane out can find another man. No, not the earliest flight, let the ball roll through. I'll pick after dinner, then I'll blame it on you. Not the earliest flight, let the next one show. You asked where I'm going, I said I don't know. Where do you wanna go? Don't say home.